Michigan is the only state in the country where a marriage amendment was passed and where the courts have interpreted that amendment to mean that the state and no institution that receives funds from the state can in any way recognize a same-sex partnership or family. That's incredibly damaging, and that's something we all need to be organizing against.
We support loving monogamous relationships, except if those are gay or lesbian relationships, and those don't really count. And I think that's a huge injustice. I think it causes a lot of problems that don't need to exist, and I put the blame directly at the feet of churches who have a closed-door policy or a conversion policy for gay and lesbian people.
They don't know what it's like to be in a gay relationship where, you have to move to Massachusetts or Iowa or one of those other states to get married as a couple. They don't understand that. The whole notion that the majority population can vote on an issue that affects a minority group, the gay community, is just wrong to me. I don't understand why they get to have a say in what our rights are. The thing is that gay rights should be universal. I mean, people say, oh, they talk about special rights, and no, it's not about special rights. It's about equality. It's about gay and lesbians being allowed the same rights as straight people.
Gay and lesbian people really already have committed relationships, but everybody needs the support of the large community for their relationships. Heterosexual people just take it for granted. They can date, they can get married. Everything's in place to encourage them along the way, and that provides a lot of support to know how to look for a partner that you'll connect with, to build a family with together. And there's a lot of support when the time comes. A couple decides to get married, the family and friends all come and celebrate, and it's a wonderful event. And then they continue to support that couple as the years go by. When the times get rough, the couple can think back to that marriage ceremony and all the people who said, we're going to stand with you and we're going to support you, and that can help them make it through the rough times, that kind of support. Plus we have all the legal supports of that marriage provides. Over 1,000 benefits that married couples take for granted that gay couples don't have. Some of them they can put in place through other legal measures, but it's a lot of, it's difficult to do. And it's unjust that they should have to go through all those efforts.
People tried to make it to be about religion.
If you're gonna say that you're gonna follow exactly what it says in the Bible, then follow it. But in fact, fundamentalist Christians don't do that. They pick and choose. And they say, okay, Jesus said you shall not divorce. People do, but we're still going to honor your relationships, and we're going to still give you all the legal rights. Jesus didn't say anything about homosexual relationships or homosexuals or gay and lesbian people, but you can't come into our churches and you can't get your legal rights.
When the government became involved in marriage and gave tax breaks and did all of that stuff, it changed from being a religious ceremony. It's a civil ceremony.
It's not about, well, if my partner dies, I want her money. It's about, we have a life together, and if that partner is no longer available or around, then that is just like any other couple, something that I'm relying on and no longer have.
I know so many folks, and it's no criticism of them, but that have gotten married, who've known each other much less, who've stayed together much less time. And meanwhile, I've been building this life with someone for a decade and a half and can't have that acknowledged by my state or by my country. So it's pretty frustrating. And it's also frustrating, this idea that I should be okay with letting individual states decide that. I think, if you read the Constitution, at least my interpretation of it, is pretty clear that, the federal government should be guaranteeing my rights to life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, all those things. So it needs to come from that level, I think.
People say, well, why can't homosexuals just live together, or they're breaking the sanctity of marriage, which is a joke in this country since so many marriages end in divorce. But it's not an issue of, yes, we want to say we're married. It's a legal issue, and people don't always understand that it's not just about who's doing what to whom and how sexually, which is what it becomes the focus, unfortunately. But it's about legal rights.
Most folks I know, and certainly me, have come around to the idea that whether or not you want to get married yourself, it's not okay to have marriage exist as an institution for only some people. Just like, not all of us might want to join the military, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't have that right to serve our country if we choose.
The gays are damned if you do, damned if you don't, because we can't get married, yet if we live together, that's sinful also. It's like, sorry, I'm not going to please anybody today, I guess. Trying to do the right thing, but not allowed to do the right thing.
So it really is in the best interest not only of gay people, but the larger society to provide that kind of support, because if gay couples can have that kind of support and thus have greater stability in their relationships, it's really going to be better for all of society.